Of the Pinetop-Lakeside Town Council to order. We do have a quorum. Vice Mayor Smith is on the phone. Jerry, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
I'd like to ask you to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the invocation. Curtis, thank you for being here.
Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we come before the beginning of this town council meeting for the Pinetop-Lakeside community. We're so grateful to be a part of it and to live here, and for the many blessings which Thou hast imparted upon this mountain. We're so thankful for the moisture that we've received. We pray that it may continue as we strive to show love one to another and to serve each other and to bringing out the good in each other. We ask you to please bless those who are here to participate in the meeting and all the town council members and our mayor, that they will be able to have a sense of unity and good open communications, that we'll be able to further the best interests of our wonderful community. We're so grateful for the country that we live in, for our freedoms, for all that Thou hast bestowed upon us, and we acknowledge Thy hand in all that we do. And these things we ask humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you very much, Curtis. Item B on our agenda is call to the public. This is a business meeting of the Town Council. The town values and welcomes public input. Please address the council as a whole and not individual council members. Do not address staff or members of the audience. Council action on items brought up and called to the public is limited by the open meeting law. Council may direct staff to study the matter for future consideration at a later date, and items will not be heard. Items on the agenda will not be heard or discussed and called to the public, and you're limited to 3 minutes. Christy, do we have anybody tonight? No. Okay, thank you. We'll move on then to item C, which is the consent agenda. All items listed are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion of the council. There will be no separate discussion unless a member of the town council requests that an item or items be removed. Council members, however, may ask questions without removal of the item from the consent agenda, and items removed are considered in their normal sequence unless called out of order. You will see we have 2 items, a couple of minutes that we're approving tonight on the consent agenda. Is there any comment, questions, discussion? Councilor Buse? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Motion that we make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously.
Vice Mayor votes aye.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry I forgot to call you. Item D is business before the council. Public comment will be taken at the beginning of each agenda item after the subject has been announced by the mayor and explained by staff. Any citizen who wishes may speak one time for 5 minutes on each agenda item, either before or after council discussion. Questions from council members, however, may be directed to staff or a member of the public through the mayor at any time. Item D1 tonight is presentation of resolution number 667 by Michelle Ralston of Senator Mark Kelly's office to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Rodeo Chetaskai Fire. Welcome, Michelle. Come on up. Nice to have you here tonight.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Irwin, Council. My name is Michelle Ralston, and I am the Northern Arizona Outreach and Constituent Services Representative for Senator Mark Kelly. Senator Kelly felt it was very important to acknowledge this 20-year milestone, and he introduced this Senate Resolution 667 last June to commemorate Arizona's second largest wildfire. The senator is just returning to the state from Washington, D.C., and he sends his regrets this evening that he could not be here personally to make this presentation. Resolution 667 was passed in the United States Senate on June 8, 2022, and is now part of the congressional record. The narrative describes the fire events and is rather lengthy, and so I'll only read the final resolution section. Resolved that the Senate, 1, commemorates the 20th anniversary of the Rodeo Chetaskai Fire. 2, commends the courage of local residents affected by the Rodeo Chetaskai fire. 3, extends condolences to individuals who lost homes, businesses, and property. And 4, honors the life-saving bravery and sacrifices the firefighters and first responders assigned to the Rodeo Chetaskai fire. The Rodeo Chetaskai fire was a destructive monster, and it also created significant changes in wildfire response. After he left Springerville in 2002, President Bush went back to Washington and worked with Congress to pass the 2003 Healthy Forest Restoration Act. Also, there's now multi-jurisdictional cross-trained wildland firefighting with improved communication systems. There are county emergency departments with regional community wildfire defense plans. And there's the recent implementation of the Ready, Set, Go program for citizen notification. And now there is landscape-scale forest restoration. The U.S. Forest Service Forest Restoration Initiative is a collaborative landscape-scale initiative designed to restore fire-adapted ecosystems in the southwestern region. The Rim Country Project is ForFry's second multi-forest restoration project and is located on portions of Apache Sitgraves, Coconino, and Tonto National Forests. The Rim Country Project includes restoration efforts over a 20-year period or until activities are complete on a planning area totaling 1.2 million acres. The goal of the Rim Country Project is to increase forest health and resilience and to reduce the risks of uncharacteristically severe fire in our ponderosa pine and mixed conifer forests. The Rim Country Project final environmental impact statement is now complete, and the public comment period has just ended. The Forest Service posted their responses to the public comments today. The next step in getting down to work is signing the record of decision, which is currently planned for the middle of next month. In addition to the ForFry Rim Country Project already in progress, the Infrastructure Investments and Jobs Act passed last November contains forest restoration allocations in the amount of $3.4 billion in funding for wildfire risk reduction. One critically important piece of the IIJ funding opportunity is $500 million in competitively awarded grants for the Community Wildfire Defense Grant Program. Pinetop-Lakeside, as you know, is currently covered by the regional 2016 Sitgraves Updated Navajo and Apache Communities Wildfire Protection Program. These IIJ competitive grant funds that are being administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and will pass through the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management can fund existing projects within your current plan or fund plan revisions. The Community Wildfire Defense Grant Program funding stream helps communities maintain proactive plans ahead of wildfire rather than reacting in the moment as we did 20 years ago. There are also additional IIJA funds for installing fuel breaks, prescribed burns, and conducting mechanical thinning. The Forest Service will incorporate this new funding into their 5-year and annual work plans to provide additional restoration work throughout the region. Senator Kelly strongly supports the critical need for forest restoration in this high-risk area. As the Forest Service works to restore fire-adapted ecosystems, we know the town of Pinetop-Lakeside is doing its part to become a fire-adapted community. And the Senator strongly encourages to keep those Firewise block parties going as new residents join your community. It is important that each household becomes knowledgeable and engaged about safely living with wildfire. Those of us who experienced the Rodeo Chetasky fire 20 years ago know without question, we are truly all in this together. Senator Kelly's commitment to Arizona forest lands is to continue working to ensure our state gets the resources it needs to protect Arizona communities. And with that, I would like to present this resolution to the mayor and council. All right. Okay.
Please convey to Senator Kelly how much we appreciate his acknowledging this event, and we do appreciate all his efforts on behalf of all the forest communities in Arizona, because it's pretty scary. Is there anything else any council members would like to pass on to Senator Kelly? Okay.
Just thank you.
Yes, thank you. This is very nice. We'll get it put someplace appropriate. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, we will move on then to item D2, which is consider resolution number 22-1626, approving the reappointment of John Solskov to the Planning and Zoning Commission with a term to extend through July 24th of 2025. Jeremiah?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Last week at the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Commission moved to recommend the reappointment of John Solskov for a term ending in July 24, 2025. He has served on the Planning and Zoning Commission for 5 years, and he's been the Vice Chairman for the past 2 years.
Okay, thank you. Questions, comments from the council? Any public that wishes to speak to this? We don't have any requests. Okay. My understanding is we have 3 openings, correct?
Correct.
3 terms that are up for potential renewal or openings.
We had 2 terming, and due to the resignation of Adam Staley, there was 1 opening as well.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion, questions? Councilor Kriegbaum?
Are you ready for the motion?
Sure.
I move to approve resolution number 22-1626 for the reappointment of John Solskov to serve a term of 3 years, extending through July 24th, 2025, as a commissioner on the Planning and Zoning Commission for the town of Pinetop-Lakeside.
Thank you. We have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries.
Vice Mayor votes aye.
Thank you. I'll remember eventually. Item D3 is consider resolution number 22-1627, approving the reappointment of Allison Stewart to the Planning and Zoning Commission with a term extending through July 24th of 2025. Jeremiah?
Mayor and Council, this one is similar to the prior item. As mentioned, there was 3 openings, and 2 of the incumbents expressed interest in remaining on the Planning and Zoning Commission, and the recommendation from the commission was unanimous. Allison Stewart has served on the commission for the past 4 years.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Motion? Councilor Snitzer?
For the reappointment of Allison Stewart for a term of 3 years, ending through July 24th, 2025, as a commissioner on the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
Oh, I thought it was on.
Okay.
Want me to do that again?
No, I think we got it. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 22-1627. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously. Excuse me, Vice Mayor?
Vice Mayor votes aye.
Thank you. One more time. Consider resolution number 22-1628, approving the appointment of Harry Turner to the Planning and Zoning Commission with a term to extend through July 24th, 2025. Jeremiah.
Mayor and Council, we had 3 interested applicants from the citizenry that applied for the vacant position for Planning and Zoning Commission. We were very fortunate. We had three candidates, and the commission moved to recommend Harry Turner and ranked the 3 candidates according to town code. He received 3 votes. The next applicant was Derek Cavey, receiving 2 votes, and the final applicant was Jeffrey Phillips, receiving 1 vote. The commission recommended unanimously to appoint Harry Turner to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay, Mr. Turner, would you mind coming up and just introducing yourself? I think we've all met you, but it'd be nice to hear officially.
I'm Harry Turner. Lived here in Lakeside for the last 2.5 years. Lived in Arizona for over 20. Spent most of my time in my younger years in Chicago, most of my time in Detroit working for General Motors. And that's in your package there. 32 years and retired now. And my friends who live down in the valley with us, and my wife and I moved up here. And we all live in the same complex, Mountain Gate and Lakeside, and like to help the community.
Well, thank you for applying. Are there any questions or comments, discussion on this item? Motion? Councilor Heisler.
I move to approve resolution number 22-1628 for the appointment of Harry Turner to serve a term of 3 years extending through July 24th, 2025 to the Planning and Zoning Commission for the town of Pinetop-Lakeside.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Vice Mayor?
Vice Mayor votes aye.
And that passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We look forward to getting to know you better. We appreciate your offer to serve us. Item D5 is consider resolution number 22-1625, approving the purchase of a Mohawk DC MP 800-18 mobile lift. Matt.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight before you, we have a lift for the Fleet Maintenance Department. Currently, we have a small lift for small equipment, and we would like to replace that with a 6-point lift that will lift not only the vehicles, but all of our equipment and semis, including. Currently, we've had some issues with transmissions with our larger semis, and there's not a good way to get the transmission out without getting it up in the air, and so it's been a real struggle at Public Works without the proper equipment, and it's been a safety issue that we needed to deal with. The one thing that I do need to let you know is that this is being procured through the state procurement office of Arizona, so the contract number is on the 3rd page, and it states on the top of the Mohawk lift, it's ADSP 019-215108, and that's the contract number to do what we're doing here.
Okay. Any questions, comments for Matt? We're getting you lots of equipment.
We need it.
Okay. Is there a motion? Councilor Heisler?
I move to adopt resolution number 22-1625, approving the purchase of a Mohawk DC MP 800-018 mobile custom lift in an amount not to exceed $94,188.70, and authorize the town manager to execute all documents necessary to complete this transaction.
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Vice Mayor?
Vice Mayor votes aye.
That carries unanimously. Thank you,
Thank you.
Matt. Item number D6 is reports from council committee liaisons and the town manager. I think I'll start with Vice Mayor since you're on the phone there.
I'd just like to thank everybody that's helping serve the lunches at the senior center. It does mean a lot to them, and they really appreciate what we're doing there. We're working on a long-term lease with the school district, and I have nothing to report on that yet. And I have nothing to report on the Transit Advisory Council at this time.
Okay. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilor Krigbaum?
I have nothing to report.
Councilor Buse?
So the Pinetop-Lakeside Museum plans on opening August 2nd to the public, and they will have their milk can dinner social, which is to raise funds, on August 27th. That will be held at the fire department in Lakeside, with 4 o'clock being the first serving. That is the dumping of the contents of the milk can out on the table for those there. So it's a good occasion, and the public's invited to attend there. Also have just a little bit on Blue Ridge Schools. So July 30th from 8 to 12 in the morning, that's next Saturday, will be the volunteer day at Blue Ridge. Everyone's invited to go and help with things there. That's been very successful the past several years. All open enrollment students now at Blue Ridge will be providing their own transportation, and Blue Ridge won't be sending buses anymore down to White River. July 28th from 4 to 6 is the back to school night for parents to meet teachers and that kind of thing. And school will start on August 1st. Oh, also on that back to school night on July 28th, again from 4 to 6, Navajo County will be there at that time also to provide any immunizations that people need. They will not have COVID-19 shots, but they will have the immunizations students need. So, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Councillor Heisler?
Mayor, I have nothing to report.
Councillor Watson?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Just one thing. I received a phone call today, asked if I would help bring awareness to training that's going to take place in St. John's next Wednesday. When I served as Economic Development Director for the region, worked closely with Arizona Commerce Authority, and they have a program called PIF, which is Prospect Information Form. Typically what happens if somebody comes into the state, either to expand or relocate or whatever the case may be, they will contact the state and say, this is what we're looking for, this is the areas we're looking at, and if you have any qualifying land or buildings or whatever the project is requesting, please submit those. Normally that process is about a week. They don't give you a lot of time. And so the state will send out this prospect information form, and anyone who believes that they have the ability to meet the needs of that prospect is asked to respond and fill out the form, and it includes information like what's the infrastructure available, building size, et cetera, et cetera. When it comes to trying to attract new businesses to the region, this is a key component to help in that process. So Keith Watkins, who is our rural representative for ACA, will be conducting this training in St. John's, and it'll be next Wednesday from 10:30 to 12:30 in the County Board of Supervisors boardroom is where I understand. It's something that economic development directors, commercial real estate brokers, property owners, all can be a key part of to make sure that when those requests come in, we have all the pertinent data to respond appropriately, and then to meet with those prospects or their agents, as the case may be, when they come into town. So I just encourage anyone who deals with commercial real estate, deals with promoting economic development, job creation, to attend this training and to have an opportunity to meet with Keith Watkins as well and to help us in developing those prospects in our region.
Is there a registration for that required?
I don't believe so. Keith, are you aware? Is there any registration?
No,
You can just show up.
yeah, I will be attending. So if anybody, we'll reach out to some of the commercial brokers and get that word out to them. But I'll be attending.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's valuable information.
Thanks.
Councilor Snitzer.
Okay, I'll start with the Nature Center. Our programs, we keep adding. We're still not up to where we were pre-COVID, but we keep adding to our roster of programs. There's another program tomorrow night. I urge you all to come. It'll be Carol Sletton, and I think Eric Kramer is going to be part of that, talking about conservation. So I believe that starts at 6. There will be refreshments. We're getting ready for our annual benefit dinner, which will be mid-September. The tickets will go on sale soon. There will be a limited number of tickets, and I believe they are certain to sell out. So if you're interested, get a ticket. The theme will be a luau, and we are still working, but we think we've got a lead on an all-girl steel drum band. We're working on hula dancers and fire dancers, so stay tuned. We'll announce the program when we have it nailed down. The construction out back, we were building a bird facility. We ran into an absolute nightmare with our contractor. We fired 3 of them. We don't have one right now. We're looking for one, but we decided it was more prudent to drop anchor for a little while. We had a $250,000 grant from the Arizona Office of Tourism and then from private donors. So far, we've raised, I believe, a little over $150,000 from private donors. So it's something that's well supported by the community, and we just hope to get that back underway and get the construction going. Especially, I'm interested, there's pins for the birds, but for me, the big thing is an amphitheater that will be a community resource. And then by now, I hope everybody knows about the falcon we had stolen. They caught the person that did it. It was a 13 or 14-year-old kid. I was at his hearing today. He's pled guilty to 2 crimes, and he's locked up right now in juvenile detention and will stay there. The judge ordered him to stay there until there could be a psychiatric evaluation. His parents were there. My heart goes out to these parents. They have tried and tried to do things. You know, there's all these rumors, oh, these must be bad parents, something. Not the case. When you hear what they've gone through, your heart will go out to them if you ever do hear. So the falcon that was stolen is almost certainly dead. It could not have possibly survived this long without some kind of help. The community provided a lot of money for reward money. They have also since ponied up enough money to buy another. There was the falcon that was stolen was a female. They're larger and more beautiful than the males, but there was a male available. And so we've purchased that male, and he's at the Nature Center now, and we've got volunteers building pins there at the Nature Center. So I believe the show will go on. Every day at 3 o'clock, they exercise the birds. Every day now we have audiences, normally between 15 and 30 people. So it's very popular. Nature Center tracks, trail work continues, and we're looking forward to the tour of the White Mountains in first week in October, and you'll see some more information about that. I've lost track of how many people are coming, or I haven't seen one for this year. Last time we held one pre-COVID, there were like 900 people. These are mountain bike people. They're all perfect, the kind of demographic you want to visit your community. Young people with the kind of money, they pay more for their bikes than I pay for my cars. So maybe that says more about me than them. But anyway, so Tour of the White Mountains will be here. And then the last item is the Rainbow Lake Coalition, the Show Low watershed improvements. We continue to work with the irrigation district. They struggle to kind of get their arms around the situation, and we're committed to struggling with them to try and find a constructive solution. So there will, I'll keep you advised as this goes on. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Snitzer. I would just like to report that the Barker Golf Committee has finalized plans for the September 17th tournament. It's a 9 o'clock in the morning start at Pinetop-Lakeside Golf and Country Club. The entry fee is $150. It's just a fun tournament. There's no, just a fun tournament. We'll have prizes, raffle prizes, a putting contest. So if anybody's interested in golfing, let me know. Or there is a $100 hole sponsor for any business or any individual in the community as well. Keith.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Not a lot to report, but just something to put on your calendar. Save the date, September 23rd will be the Cavalcade of Cars Parade that will come through town. And so we'll have our annual employee barbecue. Special treat this year, barbecued ribs and chicken. Matt did that for his crew a couple, 3 weeks ago, and you don't want to miss it. You want to be there. We're going to make this one potluck again like we've done in the past, so we're hoping the Vice Mayor brings his baked beans, that Councilor Krigbaum brings at least her parfait, is whatever that trifle. Yeah, very, very good. And the Agans have a magic cornbread recipes. We're looking forward to sampling all those things. So September 23rd, about 3 o'clock. There'll be a flyer coming out. RSVP for everybody. This is family, so it's not just employees only, but for them to bring their families. So we'll have a good time. Prizes, drawings, all that kind of stuff. That's all I have.
I would just like to remind everybody one more thing, and that's National Night Out. That's August the 2nd. What time does that start, Chief?
5 o'clock.
From 5 to 7, we'll be serving goodies and hamburgers, hot dogs. Root beer floats. The council would be asked to come help serve items on that evening, and so that is a free event. So I would encourage the community to come out to that one. It's always a lot of fun. So is there anything we missed? Anything that came to your mind? Okay, thank you, everybody. This meeting is adjourned.